Today's one of our biggest days ever at the car wash, other than grand opening, because I finally get to introduce Tristen. All right, he's going to be our general manager. You got some experience with Tommy's.
I do. I've been in the industry about 7 years. I got about the last 4 with Tommy's here. So we started at the bottom.
And he's a local Bradenton guy. I mean,
oh yeah, born and raised here. Born and raised.
Just got his first house and pickup truck, so you know he's staying around.
Absolutely. Come on, now we got to pay the bills. But it's going to be fun. It, you know, when you're sitting around your couch on your Sunday, watching Cleat rip around the track at Freedom Factory online before and after the races. Y'all come through, come see us,
Tristen
come get a wash, and I'll be here. Come say hi.
I know, so we're fired up to have him on board because he's got the experience. He knows the Tommy system really well. This isn't your first wash that you've opened.
Correct, this is my second one.
So he knows the drill. He knows what he likes. He knows what we can improve upon. He knows how to get a good staff in place. And so this was one of the biggest things, was getting the right guy to lead our wash to success. And we got him. He's here on board.
Absolutely.
So you got a lot of stuff going on. Every time I show up, you're running around here like a madman trying to point these guys in the right direction. Right behind us, we've got arches going in. Look at this, even the signages are, and the lights are already on there, ready to rip.
They're ready to go. All they got to do is drill the holes, put the arches up, and connect it back to the MCC.
So they're doing the dryers right now, and they're going to basically work their way into the entrance of the wash. Is that right?
Yeah, so they're putting up the blowers first. It's easier, so we can get the equipment in there, bring it nice and high, not worrying about hitting anything, and then they'll start working their way through.
Dude, you already got canopies ripping up here? Let's go check this out.
We went ahead and built up one just so we kind of have a mock setup of how the rest of them should look for the guys as I onboard the rest of the team.
Yeah, I saw Jude was working on wiring for the vacuums as well.
Yep, we got vacuum. We got all high voltage done. They're still working on low voltage.
Oh, this is exciting right here.
Yep.
Check this out. We got air hoses on every single vacuum stall, so you can blow off your floor mats or crevices or what may have you. This is a big deal. I mean, to me as a car guy, like, I love having air hoses to work on my stuff at home.
Those like the perfect cracks in the door, you know, and after you're getting that Chick-fil-A snack, the crumbs fall in the little crack. You want to get them out. Hey, we're all guilty.
Yeah, we are.
Those mat washers right there behind you, though, those are huge additions, because we also, along with the flat mat washers, we have the molded. Yeah. That's the biggest thing, is working at my previous sites, I haven't had the molded mat washers. So having to break someone's heart and we can't wash them, it's bad. But now we got them molded, so no matter what size your mats are, we're getting them done.
Use the electric units instead of the hydraulic ones.
Yep, I believe these are rocker arms. Yeah, these are rockers.
Big difference between hydraulic and electric with these washes is it's like 50-50 on guys, on owners of car washes, whether they like the electric or they like the hydraulic more. The problem with hydraulic is if one line blows, it's spraying everywhere. It's getting all over customers' cars. But with the hydraulic units, they're easier to replace. You don't have to have a crimper nearby to get new lines if needed. It's just wired, plus and minus, right?
Electric's so much smoother. I mean, something goes down.
It's not as loud.
It's a hum versus a scream from those hydraulic pumps.
For sure. And
something goes down, and you just slide it out the way and keep going.
Lines flex and the whole deal. So this is really exciting. These are for the rockers. They're going to be going in shortly. But we have a flat.
Those are the flat ones right there.
Yeah, this is the flat floor mat washer right here. So, you know, like a carpeted floor mat versus like if you have the rubberized one, like let's say you've got some nice WeatherTechs, you upgraded them from factory, you know what I mean? We've got the molded mat washer here so that you can run those big rubber ones through. And these things, these ain't cheap to have around here. We're really investing in our customers having a good experience to clean their floor mats, whether they have the carpeted ones or the rubber ones, which is super exciting.
All about the quality.
That's right.
All about
quality and the guest experience. You know, our #1 priority is our staff, because if we can keep our staff happy, they're going to keep our customers happy when we're not here. Our second priority is going to be our customer experience. We want to make sure that they have a consistent, happy experience every time that they come to our Tommy's Express, same as the first time they came. So if we can give them amenities to have a good experience every time they come, then we're going to be in a good spot. You want to tell the people why we have a washer here?
Well, you know,
this is kind of a big deal.
Listen, everything.
This is a new thing for Tommy's Express, all right?
We keep this place clean. I couldn't even tell you the amount of microfiber towels I've gone through, and even some of our equipment is cloth, the microfiber cloth. And instead of us having to constantly replace and spend more money, we're able to maintain our equipment better. We're able to keep it fresher, longer. And the rags and stuff that we use around here, instead of them getting all, you know, grimy and us having to throw them away, we're just gonna keep this thing on site ready to go.
We got free microfibers for our customers, all right?
Free?
Free.
Free?
They're free. They're gonna be out here in the parking lot where customers can grab their own microfiber towel.
That's
now, we're
my
not,
favorite word.
I know, we're not we're not the first ones to the punch, all right? But, you know, after working with corporate and grooming it a little bit, we got it in. We're in. We're doing it. We got free microfibers. Now, there's going to be like a bucket they can return them. I would say there's a pretty low return rate, I would imagine. But if you do return them, then they get washed and then they go back out again versus just putting brand new ones out there 24/7.
Again, fresh. It's all about the quality.
Quality. Dude, check out the new awnings. These are new. So these are the new awnings from Tommy's Express. The older ones tend to fade in the sun, and these are also more dense, so you get more shade when you're working on your vehicle. We also have LED lights that are motion activated so that when you pull into the stall, this light will turn on. And then there's also a speaker with some music, you know, so that you're vibing cleaning your car. Every single station's got one. It's pretty sick. We're gonna be hosting some car meets here, which is pretty exciting. I'm in touch with a couple guys. You've always wanted to do that.
Dude, I'm pumped. So you don't even know.
We gotta do it after closing, obviously, but we have a massive parking lot that we spent probably close to $1 million on.
The amount of times I have hurried up to close a wash so I can go to a meet, and now just to be able to close it up and have one right in the lot.
Start rolling in, baby.
Oh, it's gonna be sick.
Just like a safe spot, you know, where we're not doing it in like a random Target parking lot that we know we're gonna get kicked out of within an hour, versus a space where people can actually come and check out other rides and be in and out of here efficiently with our own stoplight. I think it's gonna be really important.
Some of your traditionally older washes, they're not gonna have anything down here. So right here, this is our V-trough flush. When your belt's going over, you have a belt flush right here. That's gonna spray any debris that's underneath on the bottom side of the belt. As it's gliding over, that debris falls in this crack. It's going in this V-trough down here. This V-trough is getting flushed out down into the pit, and behind me, along with multiple other spots down in the pit, is gonna be a trench flush. So it's pushing all that dirt and grime down here to those little caverns down there by the drain, where basically the team at night will get in the pit, we'll scoop it out, we'll flush top down, get all the debris down there, scoop one more time, and that's how we maintain our reclaim system and not allowing our reusable water to be not non-reusable. So it is definitely something that we look to maintain a lot, and this is something that can't get out of control for us because, again, we reuse so much water.
One thing I want to show our viewers, this is how in-depth Tommy's goes to make sure that our team members stay safe, is they even put texturized finish on top of the grates so that it's not slippery. I mean, this is almost like probably 100 grit sandpaper on the top of these. That way, when they're walking through the wash, inspecting different areas of the car wash, they don't slip and fall on these grates. Corporate team from Tommy's Express, we're installing 18 dryers that are absolutely gonna blast the car with high-speed winds so that it really dries things off. And I think you guys saw in our previous video down at our Fort Myers wash, we have what are called dry huggers. They're spinny, dry things that come down and clean the backside of your mirror so you can hit the road with clean mirrors and seeing behind you. Coming back into the utility room, we've got a lot going on here. We've got a pump right here that's pushing water from the main line. Now this is going to be going through a reverse osmosis as well as water softening systems before it comes into here. And then this pump pushes the water over here into our pods that can then get mixed with different soaps and detergents before hitting your car. We're not using hydraulic here to move things around. It's all electric driven. And so we have all of these VFDs, timers, and everything going in back here in the utility room to help control timing on dryers, to timing on, you know, the electric actuators that are going to move the wraps and the reverse huggers around. It's coming together pretty quick. All this stuff comes pre-assembled and wired for the most part from Tommy's Express. It's a pretty turnkey system.
Country song, playing George Strait all night long. Bama tea with no makeup on. Yeah, we took the long way home. Fell in love with a southern girl on the tailgate of my southern world. Nothing left, we left it all. The summer turned into fall. We were living in a country song. We were living in a country song. 5 years later, I saw you walk into the bar, playing my guitar. Right then, I forgot.
Oh, what we got? We're lining the gears
Yes, sir.
And then what, you gotta lock them down here? I see that set screw
They were
down
locked
there.
here. Okay. They don't go anywhere there. Okay.
Give a little wiggle, make sure she's
Well, no,
locked in
I'll
place.
tighten her back up here. I just want to get these laid in there.
All right.
I'm gonna lay the belt down. You want to make sure you're even spacing here on the side so you don't rub anywhere.
Yep.
So you got even wear and tear.
Oh yeah, let me see the set screw. What is that, a 10 mil you got there or what?
7/16. Fine.
Oh, everything's SAE here, huh? All right.
All right, so we're good there. So now what I have to do is I have to
What? You're
open all
undoing
back
it?
up. Take this guy and this guy.
Want me to get tighter down?
I shouldn't have to. You can if you want.
You got another wrench?
I don't. These are all pretty tight. You just have to knock it over with a hammer.
So check this out, guys. This center one is the only one that's really guiding the belt. So if it's rubbing on one side, all we gotta do is move this center one over. These other gears are kind of just free floating in here. What do you got cooking over here? The underflush?
This is bug spray. So,
Oh.
so we started adding this, so now we can
Yeah.
put like the front pre-soaked detergent on it before it gets into the wash, so it's got dwell time.
So this would be really useful for during like love bug season. This is gonna spray the lower front of the car. Generally these car washes will either only spray it from like hip high over here or from up high. We're trying to hit it from down low as well, you know what I'm saying? This is the underflush, right? No, front applicators and rear applicators.
Essentially, it's going to be your front pre-soak and front and rear bumper applicators from the pre-soak.
Ah, there we go. See, learning more every day being here. This is why I wanted to be hands-on with this project, because I wanted to know every aspect of this wash. I wanted to know what every nozzle did, so that if customers have questions or if we need maintenance, I can jump right in and know it. Check it out, guys. We got landscaping going in as well. Getting some trees in. We got all these in around here. A bunch more landscaping going in out front. Really coming together quickly. I think I gotta be the first one to drive through the wash with my truck. What do you think, Tristen?
Yeah, somebody's got to do it. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but you're going to have fun. Hey.
You're supposed to do it when it's wet, but
Come on, we gotta
I'm
break
so
her
hyped
in.
up after breaking a sweat, dude. I even drew some blood out here today.
Come on
I gotta
now.
drive my truck through. Should I put her on the chip halfway through the wash?
Yeah.
Get the people fired up. Dude, somebody got to drive you the first car to drive through.
Hey, blood, sweat, and tears into it. Come on now.
How's the belt looking?
Belt's looking good. Truck looks even better on it. Come on now.
These tracks on each side are about 19 inches wide. It accommodates a vehicle that's 72 inches high, but it's 96-inch wide vehicles that we can accept at this wash. It's a little bit of a process to get this conveyor belt in, so let me walk you through it.
So they have like a tongue and groove or finger system that interlock these together. There's a, what is this, nylon, Tristen? Not nylon, this is like a plastic piece that goes down in between after they get them all interlocked. So we're double stacking both layers with this one single layer, top and bottom, all the way down. Once we get them all linked together, we'll pull it through the forklift that's already staged at the end of the tunnel. You get it wrapped up underneath on both sides. As you can see, on these particular tracks, only this left side is actually driving the vehicle forward, and they're both moving, yes. This is the side that's really keeping your vehicle from moving back and forth. They're just tall enough to keep your tires in place, but if something were to push against your vehicle hard enough, there's these about 1.5 inch or 1 inch flights that stabilize the vehicle as it's moving down the tunnel. They're just tall enough to keep your vehicle in place, but if there's enough resistance on the vehicle, they will glide over these. Educate the people a little bit more on this drive system for the conveyor belt.
All right, so on the bottom side of this belt right here, we have these grooves. These gears have teeth where they snap right in and they wrap over that drive-in. This motor right here is pulling both sides of the belt down as the vehicles load on. This is to make sure that, again, like you were saying, when those cars are coming down, it's a nice, smooth, fluid motion. We have VFDs that ramp up and ramp down.
So it's not like a sudden start or stop if you have to pause the wash or slow it down or stop it.
Slow it down, speed it up, whatever it is. The cars aren't getting jolted forward and back. This drive-in keeps it one nice fluid motion.
And that's actually controlled through what? I think it is 8 different points in the wash. This is one of them. So this stop button would stop the belt completely. It doesn't stop suddenly like Tristen was talking about. It just slows it down to a complete stop. If you hit the pause button, this slows the belt down. It doesn't stop it completely. So even though it says pause, it's not pausing the belt, it's just slowing down the vehicle. So if somebody's having difficulty getting onto the belt, like Teslas, like electric vehicles that have a lot of sensors, they can get confused when pulling onto the conveyor belt system. Usually we implement the pause button when somebody, it's either their first time or they have a vehicle that may be sensitive. And then obviously start is to ramp back up at its normal speed again. Damn, bro, first one bring a supercar to the wash? Hell yeah. What do you think, dude? She's coming along, huh?
Hell yeah.
Come check it out. We're about to, big day today, actually. We're pulling the belt across. Let's come check it out. It's all hands on deck today. Oh, don't f this up, all right?
Hey, don't hit me with force now.
Stand back out of the way.
I feel like he's done this before.
A time or two.
We're ready to pull her? Come on.
We're ready to let her rip.
Put the rabbit through the hole.
Came in hot. He knew what he was doing.
Well, it makes it a lot faster to unhook it if you do it.
You can tell he's a Boy Scout. You put the rabbit through the hole and then yank her tight.
Roll, buddy.
Oh shoot!
Got somebody at the other end.
Are you gonna are you gonna floor it or are you gonna ease into it?
Sweat lenses, custom made for me the metric. Show you fit right in the schedule, and girl, you fit like Lululemon. And yeah, I'm lost for words. Tell me who's running first, no mistakes.